Welcome back to South County High School, where the Landstown Eagles lead the South County Stallions 36-24. Just moments away from the second half of the VHSL Class 6 state semifinal action game here on NSMT on NFHS. Good evening. So glad you could spend your Friday night with us alongside Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. And Dwight, what a dominant second quarter by Landstown to finish that first half.
Yeah, you know, it's one of those games where they played great on both sides, defense and offense, but even though they're only up 12, it feels like they're up 22 because their defense has just been dominant. And they're playing like they're the better team. They feel like they're the better team, they're executing like the better team, and they want that opportunity at states. They want to get to that state championship. They want to get to VCU at the Siegel Center, and they're playing like it. However, South County still has a half left, so stranger things have happened, as we often say in this business. We'll see how South County responds.
Damien Robinson of Landstown leads all scorers with 15. Brian Burns with 8 leads the South County Stallions as the third quarter is underway from South County and Lorton, Virginia. How will the Stallions respond? That would have been a good way if the roll could go for Nick Lancaster, but instead, Josiah Long at the board.
Even though he missed it, that was exactly what you have to do to get back in the game. You have to attack the paint. You cannot settle for just jump shots against this aggressive, active zone.
Here's Law spinning, and he's blocked by Mikey Robinson, but Robinson got the foul.
That was a great move.
It's Mikey Robinson's first personal foul, first team foul of this third quarter. Dwight, Landstown, we saw it early on, was forcing South County for those perimeter shots. They weren't falling. And that was the success story for why Landstown held a 12-point, now 13-point lead here in this third quarter.
Yeah, you know, it sounds complicated, but it's just really, you know, a lot of times we watch post-game pressers and the team will say, we just didn't make shots. But also, Landstown is forcing you not to make shots.
Josiah Law goes 1 for 2. Officially 30 seconds through here. Anderson to Edwards after the heavy defense. And here's the zone again from the Eagles. A lot of cross-court passes.
I would have somebody come up and screen right here. Again, you're being patient, but there you go. You need to attack there you go. That's a good look.
Anderson needed that one. Burns, second try, up and under.
That's good. That's good. That's what you want. Oh.
And a pickpocket from behind by Lancaster, but Lancaster draws the foul against Robinson.
Questionable, but he reached.
That's Nick Lancaster's second personal foul, second team foul on the Stallions. Here's Damien Robinson. 15 points in that first half. In an interview with WCEV, he said he grew 3 to 4 inches and gained 20 pounds this summer. It's helped him tremendously in his sophomore campaign, averaging 21 points per game.
Yeah, and he's only a sophomore. Spooky hours in the 757 because he's playing for a great coach who his older brother went to Power 4 playing at BC, and you know, he's in great territory and he's a great situation. He's going to be coached and he's always working hard, active around the basket.
Damien Robinson so creative for the finish.
He is just so explosive around the basket.
Good feed for Burns with the right hand, tipped out. Alan Walker with the board. Minute and a half gone by here. Eagles with a 13-point lead over the Stallions.
Good drive.
Damien Robinson, baseline drive. Nice look, couldn't finish.
To see him get injured Tuesday night and the way he's attacking the basket is as if it didn't even happen.
Nick Lancaster offensive board. 0 for 2 of the Stallions on offensive possession.
Great defense.
Turns it over to Lancaster. Pumps the brakes. Now here is Mikey Robinson.
Does that count?
Did that count? Doesn't look like it did, But still, that'll send Mikey Robinson to the line, and that's Rashad Shaw's third personal foul, first team foul on Landstown. And the basket did count. They did just update the scoreboard here inside of South County High School.
Big play. They got to chip away at this lead. Also got to get the energy up. It doesn't really feel like a home game for South County. It did in the beginning. To get the energy up, man. Maybe it's still a dunk or something like that. Energy's a big thing. You know, you're hosting a state semi game. You want your crowd to be behind you, but you haven't given them consistently anything to cheer about.
South County hoping to advance to the state finals for the first time since 2020. Landstown for the first time since 2019 when they won it all.
Good defense.
Anderson, Mikey Robinson.
It's tough because when you let Landstown sit up in that half-court zone, it just makes it tough to get offense for South County. Got to attack them right there.
Burns comes up to the elbow for the screen against Walker. Now Mikey Robinson steps into a wide-open three-pointer and he knocks it down.
There it is. There it is. You see the crowd. You feel the energy. Again, you don't need to anoint Landstown yet as much as great as they're playing. You're at home. You've earned the right to host this game. You want to wake this crowd up. The student section's kind of been sitting there looking at TikTok, not really cheering. I don't hear any chants. And you want to give them something to cheer about. But you also, most importantly, want to take care of the basketball, make shots, and be aggressive towards the basket. See, now we hear the chants.
Student section has come alive here at South County High School. Mikey Robinson now with 11 points. He leads his Stallions. Leading all scorers, though, is Damien Robinson for the Eagles. They're going to have to neutralize him as best as they can, but that's easier said than done.
I don't want to say you want to go to a box and one. However, he is so difficult to guard. You want to make him uncomfortable. Even if he hits a shot, you want to make him work for it. You know, you want to mix up the defense a little bit. You want to do something to make Landstown uncomfortable the way have made you uncomfortable this game.
Landstown took the timeout. It's got 3 remaining in its pocket. South County with 4. So now, as we're officially just about 3 minutes through, South County creeping on the comeback, trailing by 7 to Landstown. This can, of course, stop on a dime as Law turns it over. Momentum, you can feel it starting to shift. I think well, any sort of bucket would really do the Stallions well here for the home court advantage to come alive again.
Absolutely. Again, energy and momentum are real. You can't see it, but you can feel it. And you can see it maybe from the standpoint of body language and frustration. And right now, Landstown still looks like they're in control, but they're blinking a little bit. And if South County can get a bucket here or and one or a dunk or a 3, they'll cut this lead to 5, right? Yeah, or even possibly 4. Yeah, looking at the scoreboard, trying to make sure my math is mathing.
We're communications majors, Dwight. I mean, it's not really what we're best at, to be honest with you. So, ball comes flying over right over the scores table. That would have been, or us rather, that would have been a very expensive hit for the equipment that we have over here.
The turnover, that turnover. Bad
critical
turnover.
One at that.
Critical, yes. That's a great way to describe it. Critical.
Damien Robinson able to recover after the inbound from Johnson, but he's stuck on the baseline. And he did go out of play.
He hooked him. He hooked him. Now it's getting a little bit messy. And if you're South County, you want the game to get messy. Now you got Landstown out of rhythm right now. You're down 7.
Damien Robinson, second personal foul, second team foul on the Eagles here in this third quarter. And Burns, after the inbound from Edwards, went off of an Eagle, so they'll just reset.
He's got to establish better post position right there. There he go. Oh, almost turned it over, and he did.
Can't recover. Eagles ball.
That's twice they had a chance to make something pop, and they just turn it over. He had better post position right there, but then he couldn't secure the ball, and subsequently it goes out of bounds.
Points left at the free throw line for either team in the first half was 5. Now critical turnovers here in the third quarter.
It's great defense, great on-ball pressure right there. Make them uncomfortable.
Johnson stops at the baseline, and he banked it down.
I'm not sure Johnson's the guy that ever gets uncomfortable. He plays great with great poise.
Double team in the foul. That was on Edwards, and he's slow to get up. That's on Damien Robinson. That's his third personal foul.
That's his third?
Indeed it is, Dwight. Rashad Shaw also playing with 3, and Josiah Law with 3.
And again, like the last game, I don't think he ever comes out the game. I think the last time I saw him come out the game was last year at South Lakes.
He's like the Energizer Bunny.
I mean, to play minutes and be durable and reliable is a great combination.
Now Anderson. Eagles with a 9-point lead. Baseline jumper, swirls down from Mikey Robinson.
First time seeing him play in person. He's a great-looking player. Look, Coach Dwight Robinson is not happy with his team's play right now.
Timeout taken by Landstown. That's its third timeout used here so far this evening. They have 2 remaining. South County with 4 remaining. Dwight, this could be a very different ball game had South County not committed those back-to-back turnovers and trail by 7 now.
Well, again, it's always at this time of year the what-ifs, the what could have been. You don't want to be on the other side of that. You want to be, we got it done, we finished. You don't ever want to be looking back in retrospect saying we could have, we should have, I wish we did. And that's right now what's at stake. If you're South County, you still have time. However, with 3:57 left in this third quarter, you don't have as much time as you did in that first half, obviously. So I'm not a great math major, but I do understand how time management works. And right now, it's one of those situations where you gotta seize it. And just speaking of updates right now, again, the team that the winner of this will face, Westfield, is up 58-30 over Manchester. Manchester, unfortunately, with that big win over Landstown, is currently just getting boat race right now.
Step back, Johnson. South County ball. Yeah, Landstown fell in the Region 6A finals to Manchester, hence why it's playing on the road here.
A lot of people were surprised, including me. I watched that game, the last few minutes of that game, and basically it came down to, I want to say it felt like Landstown exhaled. They were up 14, possibly 16 points, and Manchester played great in the second half.
As Campbell draws the foul down low.
Some Landstown fans felt like there were some no calls in that game. Either way, man, it just shows you this time of year, we are in March. When you go on the road, it's tough to win, although Landstown in consecutive games we watched them are playing great ball on the road.
Alan Walker called on the foul. That is his third personal foul. After the tumble taken by Campbell, the towel will have to come out. Seen a lot of these wet marks, relatively humid and hot gym here with the temperature fluctuations here in Northern Virginia.
Well, yeah, Virginia weather, especially in Nova, is tricky. And, well, one thing on the horizon is we lose an hour this weekend, but we also have, I believe, based on what I saw, 5 or 4 days in a row with 70 or more degrees in temperature.
Travion Campbell's first free throw is no good. 3.5 remaining here in this third quarter. Winner will advance to play at VCU's Siegel Center in Richmond, Virginia, next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. South County hoping to play there for the first time in 6 years. Landstown the first time in 7.
Did you say Thursday?
Next Thursday, indeed.
Wow, a Thursday state championship game at 2:30?
Hey, I don't make the schedule, Dwight. I'm just the messenger.
The VHSL, you guys are something else.
Damien Robinson something else, and he draws the foul.
That's just tough, man, but for the fans. But they'll make it work because that's a once-in-a-lifetime moment. Kids will leave school early, or in some places, the principal will get approval to give the kids the day off, man. You only get one chance a season if you get to the state championship to win the state championship. So if depending on who's playing, I know if I'm there, I'm taking the day off. I'm going down there to support my team.
Mark Edwards, his third personal foul sends Damien Robinson to the line. Damien Robinson, an 82% free throw shooter. Don't see him miss often. How about this, Dwight? This student section playing with fire with the overrated chance.
I wondered if you heard that. I heard it. I know Damien Robinson's hearing it, but he's used to hearing, stuff like that. Maybe it's the reverse psychology. I don't know, but I definitely know he's not overrated.
A ton of Power 4 schools don't think so either, including our Virginia Tech Okies. Mikey Robinson, deep three. Over the rim. Alan Walker wasn't expecting the pass from Damien Robinson, and here comes Campbell. 5-point game.
South County is alive. They're alive. They got something they got going right now.
Saye Sudan against Edwards.
Yeah,
and a timeout is taken by Landstown. That's its 4th used.
4, wow. And you know, that was the rod he did that was because it was almost a 5-second call.
So just 1 timeout remaining for the Eagles. South County has 4 to use. That could be pivotal as we go deeper into this contest.
And in that last possession, one thing I've seen them do tonight, and they did it also on Tuesday, and they've done it throughout the season, to make Damien Robinson get more looks at the basket, they put him at the 2 guard and have him play off ball. So South County, to their credit, came up and applied better ball pressure on that possession, forcing Coach Robinson to call a timeout. That's just good strategy, but it somewhat backfired for Landstown. So you look to see what Coach Robinson adjusts with as far as their offensive scheme down here.
What do you think Coach Mike Robinson is telling his guys in the South County huddle?
That the game is still theirs to win. We got to lock in and play defense. We're down 5 at home, and, you know, it's 42-37. We got to get stops. We got to get stops. We got to get points in transition, and we got to be patient. Don't settle for the long 3 or the jumper. We can get a better look inside. And if you do take the 3, work it inside out with a better look versus just coming down and jacking it.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams, coming down to the wire here in this second half. And that's out of play by Mark Edwards. Got too greedy with it.
It's great ball pressure.
Shad Shah will try again. Finds Damien Robinson with 18 points so far.
Dangerous pass right there, Nels.
Johnson.
Yeah, that's a foul.
An off-ball foul called against Trevion Campbell. That's his 3rd personal. That's the 4th team foul on South County here in this 3rd quarter. Landstown also with 4. So with 2:15 remaining here in this 3rd quarter, both teams just 1 foul away from the bonus, which was crucial in that 2nd quarter, Dwight.
Yeah, you know, you get those attempts at the foul line when you're in a bonus. It's huge in a close game like what we have right now.
Johnson. Here's Shaw. Now Law comes out. Damien Robinson took a tumble on the floor. No foul, though. We play on.
Looks like he slipped. Good no call. A little close to being a foul right there.
Good defense here by South County. Damien Robinson goes up and is fouled by Mikey Robinson. And now, with Mikey Robinson's 2nd personal foul, Landstown is in the bonus. Less than 1:40 to play here in this 3rd quarter. Damien Robinson's now got 19 points. He's averaging 21 so far this season. He extends the lead to 6.
He's on pace to get 30. You know, he's just a tough guard, but on that play right there, he was smart to attack the basket and draw the foul off the curl.
1 for 2. Now South County trailing by 6. Haven't held a lead since the 1st quarter. And Anderson's pass to Edwards out of play.
Pass.
He flips it back in. Now here's Shaw. Lead up now to 8.
We talked all game about those passes up top on the perimeter versus just getting some screens and trying to dribble and pass. It's come back to hurt them in the 2nd half.
Anderson and Edwards play catch. One more pass for Mikey Robinson off the back mark. Anderson comes in for the board, but it's ultimately who else but Damien Robinson. Damien Robinson downhill. Now finds Shaw. Johnson back to Shaw, and Shaw will just slow this down.
Looks like they might be playing for that last look before the end of the third quarter.
Shaw attacks the rack, goes up with the left hand. It falls right into his hands. He feeds Law, who goes up and is fouled. Right place, right time, Dwight.
When things like that are happening, it almost feels like it's meant to be for Landstown. To get a rebound sitting down is pretty impressive, but then also to kick it to your teammate and him draw the foul is even more impressive. Just very lucky right there. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
So Mark Edwards, that is his 4th personal foul. Landstown in the bonus. There's been a correction made of the scoreboard. Now South County with 3 timeouts remaining. Instead of the 4 like we had told you earlier, I apologize for the mistake. Landstown, though, still with 1, with 25 seconds remaining here in this third quarter.
South County has just dug themselves in a situation. It feels like every time they make a run to make the game close within 4 or 5, they turn it over. If they could just settle down and get this game to a 1-possession game, it could get real interesting for them.
Another dangerous pass. Anderson able to collect from Mikey Robinson. Burns. One more for Travion Campbell. Kick out. Lancaster Burns. 6 seconds to play, and he turns it over.
He didn't even look to attack the basket right there at the high post.
Shaw from half court. It's short. And that is the end of the third quarter. Landstown 46, South County 37.
Just a tough finish right there for South County. Some of their players on offense are getting the ball, but they're looking to pass, not looking to maybe be in a triple threat position. They're just getting it and looking to pass, not showing any position of being comfortable. They're not playing with a sense of urgency or any intent or knowledge of what they're doing. They got to lock in and play with more assertiveness.
As we welcome you courtside from South County High School, he's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. Dwight, good third quarter for South County. They outscored Landstown 13-10, but ultimately, we can talk about it all night. It's costly turnovers.
Turnovers and bad basketball in the half-court sets, and meaning bad basketball, not being patient and looking down low or getting a better look. A lot of these kids on both teams can shoot the 3, but that doesn't mean you have to shoot the 3. You can be a little bit more patient and run a set. I talked to Keith Matthews, who's a part of the coaching staff. He's a JV coach. I'm familiar with him from his days at Virginia Tech, and I asked him about it. He said, hey, we tell the kids, look down low. It's something they preach, but it's one thing to tell them, but they have to execute it.
Dwight, with South County trailing here in this fourth quarter, what do the Stallions need to do to pull this close and retake its first lead since the first quarter?
They got to take a page out of what Landstown did to Patriot on Tuesday night. They got to lock in and get some steals and, of course, hit shots. You are 1 quarter away from your season being over, or 1 quarter away from a chance to go to Richmond and play on Thursday in the state championship game.
Winner takes on either Manchester or Westfield next Thursday at 2:30 p.m. Landstown hoping to make it back to Richmond for the first time since 2019, South County since 2020.
There it is.
Fans want to travel. And said Mikey Robinson goes up and rolls it in.
Some contact, too, on that. That's a great start for him. Cut the lead to 7.
Mikey Robinson's got 15 points. He leads his Stallions. Damien Robinson's got 19. That leads all scorers on the floor. Johnson, and that's an off-ball foul against Travion Campbell on Damien Robinson. That is Campbell's 4th personal foul.
Fouls, as we said, are adding up. Now, we get to that 4th foul. You can't foul anymore. You're going to be sitting down watching like everybody watching us.
Successful inbound to Johnson. Fake. Triple. Oh, yeah!
He is clutch. He is clutch. He's just been clutch. I say it 3 times because he just hit another big 3. And then he looked like he drew a charge right there.
Instead, it's a turnover. That's Isaiah Martin going down low, but the second opportunity draws the foul. on Josiah Law. That's his 4th personal foul.
The fouls are adding up.
Just 1 team foul for either team as Isaiah Martin can't sink the first try. So Damien Robinson with 3, Rashad Shaw with 3, Alan Walker with 3. It's being listed on the scoreboard here that Josiah Law's got 3, so that's what we'll go off of.
Okay.
No Eagle has more than 3 fouls here in this contest between Landstown and South County. And a turnover.
Another turnover.
Mikey Robinson again against Damien Robinson. Spins, scores.
That's a great move. I think they heard us.
Mikey Robinson felt like he had to take over. It's been fantastic so far as Chase Johnson goes up for the swap, but he draws the foul. And Chase Johnson is down on the baseline.
Fans not happy with that one. That was a tough one. I mean, it was a physical play, but it looked like a clean call, no call, but then because of loud crowd noise, we couldn't hear it, but they called the foul.
It's Mikey Robinson's 3rd personal foul. All of those have come, Dwight, in this second half.
Well, it's not. Well, as some people say, the ball doesn't lie.
Johnson smarting at the line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. To put the Eagles up by 8. South County trails 50-42, hoping to advance to its first state final in Richmond since 2020. A nice move to Martin, missed it over the glass. Ball's out of play, and it's Eagles possession.
Coach Robinson mad, feeling like there was contact on the call, giving the ref some of his thoughts right there very aggressively. I see his point, but at the same time, the refs have kind of swallowed their whistle in this 4th quarter, except for that one call. It's been very, very physical. Both teams are starting to play aggressive, knowing that the state championship berth is on the line.
Damien Robinson stops, mid-range, pure Damien Robinson, 21 points now.
The fans behind us yelling they can't guard you, they can't guard you.
Nearly a turnover, ball rolls. Is that a kick? Indeed it is. Alan Walker subs in. Coach Dwight Robinson wants the height down low. There's Mikey Robinson to inbound, and he floats it for Martin. Stallions set up.
Wow, deep shot.
3, Mikey Robinson with the roll. Ball loose underneath the basket, and Damien Robinson somehow comes away with it.
Great look.
Johnson. Second chance opportunity for Shaw. Back out to Johnson. Eagles will reset. Two and a half minutes through here in this 4th quarter. Lansdowne holds a 10-point lead over South County.
If you're Lansdowne right now, you don't need to force a shot. You're up 10 with no shot clock.
Robinson for Walker, and he missed it.
Man, that was a great look.
Lancaster right there for the rebounds. Anderson now directing traffic for Martin. Anderson drives down low, and that's a foul on Rashad Shaw. And that is Rashad Shaw's 4th personal foul. It's the 2nd team foul on Landstown. So both teams playing with 2 team fouls each. Need 5 to get to the bonus. Rashad Shaw with 4 personal fouls. Travion Campbell with 4 personal fouls as well. And again, got to wipe the sweat off this court. So much intensity coming out of these players here. This is the state semifinals, Dwight.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, you know what this means. You can hear the fans behind us yelling about the the call's not being called. South County fans, they feel like they're being slighted. You know, I've been there as a player, as a father of a player. You know, the state championship game in Virginia is so big. It means so much. To get a chance to play at VCU and the Siegel Center, to get a chance to, you know, have everybody watching you in that division. You're that only game. You're the last two teams remaining. You put so much into a season, the off-season workouts, the long hours, early mornings, and both teams know what's at stake. Landstown wants to get there. So does South County.
Just tipped, and that is officially Eagles possession.
Not valuing the basketball. Not a bad idea, just a bad pass. And unfortunately, a bad possession. Now you're up against not just Landstown, but the clock. It's 4:57 and counting right now.
Here's Law. Damien Robinson double teams, able to get it out to Johnson.
And they are purposely running clock. They're not looking to score unless it's one of these.
And it's one of those that Josiah Law will take. 12-point lead now for the Eagles. Stallions got to pick up the pace here.
It's just slipping away from him, man. Another turn. Oh, ooh.
Burns is fouled by Alan Walker. That's his fourth personal foul, third team foul. Or pardon me, that's on Damien Robinson.
That's what I thought.
Not Alan Walker. That is Damien Robinson's fourth personal foul.
He's got to be smart, and he's yet to come out the game. And you know what I like? His dad, a.k.a. coach, trust him. He's got
Absolutely.
4 fouls. He's their best player. He's not sitting him down. No, there's no need to sit him down. You want him, if anything, to foul out, but not sit down. He feels he's much better on the court than sitting down. It's not that he doesn't trust his backup, but this is the state semis.
So now Josiah Law with 4 personal fouls. Damien Robinson with 4. Rashad Shaw with 4. It's the 4th team foul called on Landstown here in this 4th quarter. One more and the Stallions are in the bonus. Just 2 team fouls for South County. I have to imagine that the Stallions on their next offensive possession will target Damien Robinson.
I would. Easier said than done, though. He's a very smart player with a high basketball IQ. Got to make those free throws. That was out.
And that's officially out on Alan Walker. So South County 0 for 2 from the line, but they'll get it right back.
You cannot have any more empty possessions right now. With 4:20 left, it's not panic time, but you need to score on every possession. You cannot have, and there you go, good look.
Burns to the interior, and he draws the foul. It's on Chase Johnson, his 2nd personal foul. Now South County is in the bonus for the remainder of this game.
And you know you got to convert, though, Nels. They got to convert. You got to make these count. You're 4 minutes and 14 seconds away from either cleaning out your locker or packing your bags and going to Richmond.
Burns leaves it short. Pressure is on for both of these teams here in the VHSL Class 6 state semifinals. South County co-champions in 2020, outright winners in 2018. Landstown just won under Dwight Robinson's 25-year tenure in 2019.
That's when it was, 2019. I was trying to remember. The other night I said, I don't know if they won one. They did win one. Thank you for that. Nels is always on time.
Now Law charging the basket. Comes down with his own rebound. Goes up again. Edwards tries to keep it alive off of Walker.
My goodness.
Now Damien Robinson, the double team. And he nearly turned it over instead. Now Hursaye Sudan, and now they'll settle it down.
South
like a
County,
Harlem Globetrotters game.
yeah, South County missed an opportunity right there. Ooh.
Damien Robinson flips it in low for Law, and he finishes.
Those are so deflating. You play great defense, almost come away with a turnover, and then you turn it over. Down double digits with a chance. And you go down more. Oh, he missed it.
Damien Robinson with the offensive board, but it comes out of his hands.
Luckily, they didn't call him for a foul right there. We reached in. Robinson, that is.
Burns, nice move in the paint. And it remains with the Stallions.
Just can't get it. He's right there, just right there. Right at the basket, right at the rim. It's a great spin move going up strong. Just won't fall.
13-point deficit for the Stallions. How can they dig themselves out with 3 minutes and ticking remaining? Burns, right elbow.
Good shot.
Banks in. And a timeout's taken by South County's Mike Robinson. That is its third used. So the Stallions will have 2 remaining. Landstown with just 1.
Well, with these timeouts, with this timeout, I'm sure Coach Mike Robinson's telling his team, you have this many fouls, we have this many timeouts left. Also, guys, we have to stop. We have to trap. We have to gamble some and get a steal. We have to make sure that we close out, and we're going to have to gamble. We only have 3 minutes and 9 seconds left, and we have to make this run right now. It sounds like a cliche-type statement from a Disney movie, but that's what it comes down to. You got to get stops. You got to make it happen. Speaking of making it happen, Westfield is up 80-48, ladies and gentlemen. 80-48 over Manchester. Westfield is Matt Hatfield, other people that, cover sports like we do. Many people all year long said Westfield was the #1 team, Landstown was #2, and Patriot was #3. And if Landstown holds on to win right now, you're going to get basically what everybody thought you were going to get back in August, and that's Westfield versus Landstown. South County doesn't want to hear that right now, though. They still have 3 minutes and 9 seconds left to change that narrative. But right now, it's looking like we can get a matchup with the 2 top teams. But South County, we're going to see how they finish right now and see how they respond to Coach Mike Robinson's adjustments.
3 minutes separates us and the final horn here from South County High School. Landstown, should this score hold, will head to the state finals for the first time in 7 years. Barely get it over the line. That's batted by Burns, and now Mikey Robinson's got it.
You see Coach Robinson of Landstown yelling at his son, that's a bad pass. That's a bad turnover. You don't have to make that pass. Big shot.
Anderson needed it, can't get it.
You really needed that. That would have made things very interesting. You really needed that shot.
And again, Dwight, with this 11-point lead, that's
another
interesting pass from Damien Robinson.
As much as we sing his praises, these are 2 horrific turnovers back-to-back by him. You can see his dad with his hands on the hips looking at it like, that's on you, nobody else.
But no points off these turnovers for South County. They must capitalize with 2:30 and ticking remaining here in this 4th quarter. Burns against Walker on the baseline.
I mean, Burns is doing a great job getting to the basket. He just can't finish, and it's not because of effort and moves. He's right there, just can't finish. Foul.
Johnson finally with the foul to give by Burns. That's Burns' first personal foul. I have to expect him to be heavily involved here, playing the foul game as time ticks away. 3rd team foul on South County. Stallions are in the bonus for the remainder of this 4th quarter.
Frustration on South County's face. Not because they're mad at anybody else, they're mad at themselves.
Now Landstown's playing keep away. Damien Robinson up for Walker, and he lays it in with the right hand.
That might do it. That's a tough basket. Puts them up 13 with 1:55 left.
Mikey Robinson, cross court to nobody.
It's just the unforced turnovers of the story. South County struggling to adjust to that half-court defense and also the unforced turnovers.
You can certainly feel it in the air here in South County High School. The Landstown faithful that traveled all the way up from Virginia Beach, emphatic with their team's performance so far tonight. South County needs a miracle. And Lancaster with the foul to give. Thwacks Robinson.
I think the most impressive thing about Damien Robinson and his teammates are their IQ. They're young, but they are so well coached, and they are very smart. They understand situation, they understand what to do, and they're executing. Despite the bad turnovers here recently by Damien Robinson, overall, they understand the assignment. They understand what's expected of them.
Shaw to Johnson. And again, Eagles
Yeah.
Playing hot potato.
Just drawing fouls.
Johnny Anderson's 4th personal foul, and now Landstown's in the bonus with 1:27 to go. Who else but Damien Robinson? 21 points so far tonight. He can surpass his season average with this free throw shot, and he does. With a smile on his face, snaps up Chase Johnson.
Feels good when you win it on the road. To go 2-0 on the road.
The bus trip back down to Landstown might be bumping Future, Drake, Kendrick, all the way down, who knows, but it will be a loud party on 95 and 64.
Oh.
Damien Robinson off the turnover, and he takes flight.
Thought we were going to get a bang out, but the layup is just as good.
24 points now for the sophomore. 16-point lead. Here's Anderson. Nice move. Jeremiah Fajoda's 2nd personal.
The thing about this game, and the thing I tell people, we broadcast these games for the VHSL and the NFHS app, man, and our team, NSMT. What I tell people, man, is like at the end of the day, only one team is going to feel good at the end of the season. Only one team will be happy. South County's had a remarkable season. They're a great program. But only one team will be happy next week when we start the state championship games.
Dwight, what impressed you the most, or rather a foul here against Chase Johnson? Let's see who this is called on.
I think the story.
Robinson's got 3.
Really? Yeah. I think the story to me is Landstown's poise and the fact that obviously we're going to talk a lot about Damien Robinson and how good he is and the offers and how he's the coach's son. But they are a very well coached and high IQ team, but also to come on the road, they're disciplined. They don't make too many mistakes. You might catch them in a dumb foul or a turnover, but they understand what's expected of them. They're not trying to play outside themselves. They value the basketball. And, I like the fact that Coach Dwight Robinson doesn't take his son out the game. I mean, some guys have their rotation, some coaches do, and you got to respect that. But I'm going to keep my best guy out there. Now, I might give him a couple of minutes on the bench, but he basically plays the whole game.
Even with 4 personal fouls, Coach Dwight Robinson trusts his son Damien to step up and deliver, and he did in the state semifinals. And now, they'll just let this one play out.
Great win by Landstown.
Shaw pointing to his Eagles faithful that made the trek up from Virginia Beach to watch Landstown play against South County. And for the first time since 2019, the Landstown Eagles will play at the Siegel Center for the state championship.
Great win. Great win for their program. Great showing by their fans and family that drove up from the 757 on a Friday night during rush hour. I know the tunnel. I'm from Hampton and Newport News. I know that tunnel traffic is horrible, but it's worth it when you get a dub on the road. And we will see them play Westfield, a game that everybody wants to see, a phenomenal matchup, the 703 versus the 757 on a Thursday afternoon. It's going to be great weather. It's going to be a great matchup. 2 great coaches, 2 guys I have a lot of respect for. Kevin Harris and his program at Westfield versus Dwight Robinson and Landstown. Couldn't ask for a better Division 6 clash.
Damien Robinson, easily our NSMT player of the game with 24 points. Surpasses his season average of 21. All Tidewater player, offers from the Hokies, the Monarchs. He will be playing in high-level Power 4 basketball at some point, and you will see him on your TV from NSMT to ESPN sometime in the near future.
Hey, at the end of the day, Nels, as I often said when I play ball, there's levels to this. That kid plays at a different level, a different speed, and his maturation that he displays as a sophomore is remarkable. And he's not the first sophomore I've seen in my life that can play at a high level, but to be in charge, to never come out the game, to match the challenge of each team he plays, to understand what his father and his staff, the coaches want, to exemplify that is exceptional. And they follow his lead. And it's not a one-man show. It's a great team.
Landstown, we mentioned it a few times, never had a losing record under Coach Dwight Robinson. They advanced to the state finals for the first time since 2019. They lost in the semis last year. Quarterfinals in 24 and 23. They missed it in 22, 21, and 20. But nevertheless, Landstown stayed strong.
Yeah.
It's just an unbelievable season overall.
I saw Landstown play a handful of years ago. It actually was 3 years ago when my son was at Patriot. And they had a great team then. And their only loss, or they only had a few losses, and one of those was to Oscar Smith. And they came up to Patriot, and Patriot, beat them pretty well. And then they came back again a few years later, and they beat Patriot at Patriot in the quarterfinals a year ago. And they came up the road again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, and played the great Jordan Scott and company, coached by my guy Mike Desmond in South Lakes. And South Lakes put it to them, but it was a competitive game. To come back again this season and repeat that, but this time to get to the Siegel Center at VCU, to get to states, is impressive. Because a lot of people think, okay, we'll just give back. We got these guys coming back, or we have these returning starters. There is no giving. There is no tomorrow. The great quote by Apollo Creed when he told Rocky to get up. There is no tomorrow. You don't know if you're going to have a chance to get back. And they made it happen. A lot of assumptions about we should be good. We got Damien Robinson. But they actually made it happen where Damien Robinson and his team really made sure it happened. And that's the benefit of being well coached and taking advantage of your opportunity, and they did that.
He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams. Glad to have you courtside again with us on NSMT and NFHS. Dwight, we've talked obviously about Landstown, victorious 63 to 48 here at South County, but you got to give your flowers to the Stallions as well. They had a heck of a season under Coach Mike Robinson. Obviously wanted to come out with a trip to states and a win in Richmond at the Siegel Center, but ultimately just came up short against a fantastic Landstown team.
Yeah, South County, nothing to hang your head about. They wanted to win. They know they had their chances tonight, but that doesn't dismiss the fact that they got here. At the end of the day, only a handful of teams get to regionals. Only a handful of teams even can host a quarterfinal or state semi game. To get here, to play hard, to show up for your city, your area, says a lot about your program. Coach Mike Robinson runs a great program. They play hard for him. He'll be back. He'll have a chance to get back here again because that's what he does. The thing is, with the players that return and the coaches have to learn from this is, if we see this team, we have this opportunity like Landstown, what do we do differently? And that needs to drive them in the offseason. That needs to drive them when they're in their weight room, when they're watching film, when they're playing AAU. How do we get back to this stage and finish? Because it's not a given, as we said. Some teams, they flirt with it and never get over that hump. Mike Robinson has won a state championship, but these players in this program currently haven't. And that's what I'm going to tell them if I'm the coach. You guys still have something to prove. Right now, it's going to be some hugs, some tears, some reflection. But after tonight, as the offseason starts, it's a new day. And that's what I'm going to tell them. We got a new day. Let's get better.
Matchup next Thursday at the Siegel Center of the campus of VCU. It'll be Westfield and Landstown. The matchup that everyone projected and suspected at the beginning of the season is now officially cemented for the 2026 state final next Thursday. He's Dwight Vick. I'm Nels Williams saying thank you for joining us on NSMT's coverage of NFHS Hoops for the VHSL Classic State Semifinal. From our entire production team of Dom Trurong, Nick Wright, David Gaylor, I'm Nels Williams saying so long from South County High School.